My beloved soul, listen carefully. This is not just another message. This is a moment that was written before you even understood what your heart was feeling, because right now, in this very second, your soulmate can feel you, not in a distant, vague way, but in a deep, undeniable pull that neither of you can explain. And that is why you were guided to watch this alone, because what is being revealed is sacred, intimate, and meant only for your spirit to receive without distraction, without noise, without anyone else's energy interfering. And you may have been wondering why their presence has been so strong lately, why their name echoes in your mind when everything is quiet, why your heart feels full and heavy at the same time. And God is saying to you now, it is because the connection between you has awakened again, and it is no longer asleep.
It is no longer hidden, it is alive, it is active, and it is reaching across the distance between you, touching both of your souls at once, and your soulmate. Even if they are silent, even if they are not speaking, can feel you thinking about them, can feel your energy calling them, can feel the love that you have not spoken, and it is affecting them more than you realize. Because what you feel is not one-sided, it has never been one-sided. It has always been mutual, just expressed in different ways, and held back by fear, by timing, by lessons that needed to be learned before this moment could arrive. And if your heart is beating faster right now, if something inside you feels stirred, that is not random, that is confirmation. Because something is shifting in your love story at this exact moment. Something that cannot be stopped anymore, something that God has already set into motion. And you were chosen to feel it first, to recognize it first, because your heart has always been more open, more aware, more connected to the truth of this bond. And your soulmate is catching up to that truth now, slowly, deeply, and in a way that is transforming them from within. So do not question why you feel them so strongly. Do not doubt why their energy is surrounding you even when they are not physically present. Because God is revealing that the distance between you was never meant to break you. It was meant to prepare you, and what you are experiencing right now is the beginning of that preparation coming to completion. Stay with me. Because something deeper is unfolding in your love story, and you are about to understand why everything happened the way it did, and why this connection never truly left you. If this message speaks to your heart, comment "I receive this love" like this video, and subscribe for more. Now listen closely, because your soulmate has been going through something you cannot see, something they have not told you, something that has been breaking them in silence, and while you have been feeling their absence, they have been feeling your presence in a way that has shaken their entire world, because your energy has never left them, your love has never stopped reaching them. And even in their confusion, even in their distance, they have felt you late at night, in quiet moments, in the spaces where they try to forget but cannot. And they are starting to realize that what they felt with you is not something they can replace, not something they can ignore, and not something they can run from anymore. And this realization has not come easily. It has come through pain, through reflection, through moments where they had to face the truth of their own heart. And that truth is you. It has always been you. And they are beginning to understand that now, not just emotionally, but spiritually, deeply, in a way that is changing their decisions, changing their thoughts, changing the way they see love itself. And God is guiding them through this process, even when they do not realize it, even when they think they are alone. They are being led back to you step by step, moment by moment, because this connection was never meant to end in separation. It was meant to evolve, to grow, to transform into something stronger, something unbreakable, and you had to go through the distance to understand the depth of what you share. And they had to go through the distance to recognize what they lost. And now both of you are standing on the edge of a shift, a moment where everything begins to change. And you may not see it yet in the physical world, but it is happening in the spiritual realm right now. It is happening in their heart. It is happening in your energy. It is happening in ways that are aligning both of you again. And if you stay, everything about this connection will soon make sense, because the truth that has been hidden is about to be revealed. And that truth is that your soulmate has been missing you more than they have ever admitted. Not just missing your presence, but missing your energy, your voice, your way of understanding them without words. And they are starting to feel the weight of that absence. They are starting to feel the emptiness that nothing else can fill. And it is leading them back to you, slowly but surely. Because God is not allowing this connection to be forgotten. God is not allowing this love to be replaced. Because it was chosen, it was designed. It was meant to bring both of you into something higher, something deeper, something that reflects divine love itself. And even in the silence, even in the distance, that purpose has never changed. And now you are being shown that what you feel is real, what you sense is true, and what is coming is already being prepared. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Matthew 60:21. And their heart, no matter how far they have gone, no matter how much they tried to move on, has always remained with you. And that is why they can feel you right now. That is why this connection is awakening again. Because their heart is returning to where it truly belongs. And you are being asked to trust this, to feel this, to allow this process to unfold without fear, without doubt, because what is happening is not Huo Hoi, it is divine timing. And you are right in the center of it. Do not leave yet. Your soulmate's truth is being revealed. And what comes next will change everything you thought you knew about this connection. And what you are about to understand now is something your heart has been trying to tell you for a long time. Something you felt but could never fully explain, because your soulmate has been silently connected to you, even during the distance, even during the silence. Even when it seemed like nothing was happening, something was always happening beneath the surface, something deeper than words, deeper than actions, a connection that never paused, never broke, never disappeared. And God is saying to you now, your soulmate has been feeling your energy stronger than ever before, especially recently, especially in moments when they are alone, because the truth they tried to avoid is now rising within them. And it is becoming impossible to ignore. And this is why you have been feeling them more intensely. This is why their presence has been returning to your thoughts without warning. Because both of your energies are aligning again at the same time. And this is not coincidence, this is divine synchronization. This is the moment where separation begins to lose its power, and connection begins to take over again. And your soulmate, even if they have not spoken to you yet, is thinking about you in ways that are deeper than before. They are remembering everything. The way you made them feel, the peace they found in your presence, the truth they recognized in your love, and most importantly, they are remembering the part of themselves that only existed when they were with you. Because you awakened something in them that they cannot find anywhere else. And that realization is not just emotional, it is spiritual. It is something that is shaking their inner world, making them question every choice they made, making them see what they lost in a way they never allowed themselves to see before. And yes, there is regret in their heart, a quiet, heavy regret that they do not speak about, but it is there, growing, deepening, becoming clearer with each passing day. And it is not regret out of guilt. It is regret out of love, because they are beginning to understand that what they had with you was real, rare, and irreplaceable. And now that understanding is leading them toward a shift, a movement, a decision that they have been avoiding. And you may not see this yet, but it is forming within them, it is building within them, like a truth that can no longer stay hidden. And God is guiding them through this awakening, step by step, even through their confusion, even through their fear, because sometimes the soul must go through separation to recognize its true home. And you, my beloved, are that home for them, not in a physical sense alone, but in a spiritual sense, in a soul, deep connection that goes beyond logic, beyond explanation. beyond anything they have ever experienced before. And that is why they can feel you right now. That is why your energy is reaching them even without words. Because your souls are still speaking to each other, still calling each other, still finding each other in the unseen. And this is something they cannot escape, no matter how hard they try, no matter how far they go, because what is between you is not ordinary love. It is divine connection. It is something chosen, something written, something guided by a higher purpose. And if you are feeling this deeply, if your heart is responding to these words, that is because you are already part of this shift. You are already aligned with what is happening, and you are being prepared for what is coming next. Stay with me, because the next part of this message will reveal what your soulmate is about to do, and why this connection is about to move in a way that will surprise you. Because right now they are standing at a point where they can no longer ignore what they feel. They can no longer pretend that this connection does not matter. They can no longer hide from the truth that keeps returning to them, and that truth is pulling them closer to you, not just emotionally, but physically, in the real world, in ways that are beginning to align behind the scenes, and you may start noticing signs, small but meaningful, moments where their energy feels stronger, dreams that feel more real, coincidences that feel too perfect to be yuaniuidi, because they are not huludi. They are signs, they are confirmations, they are reminders that something is happening, something is unfolding, something that is bringing both of you back into alignment. And even if it feels slow, even if it feels uncertain at times, you must understand that divine timing is never rushed. It is precise, it is intentional, it is perfect, and what is being prepared right now is not just a reunion. It is a transformation, a new beginning that is stronger, deeper, and more aligned than before, because both of you are not the same people you were before. You have grown, you have changed, you have healed in ways that were necessary for this connection to reach its true form. And your soulmate is going through that process now, even if you cannot see it, even if they have not told you. They are being changed from within. They are being guided to release what no longer serves them, to face what they have been avoiding, to step into the truth of their own heart. And that truth is leading them back to you, because your connection was never meant to stay in separation. It was meant to evolve into something greater, something that reflects the love that God intended for both of you. And you are being asked now to trust this process, to trust what you feel, to trust what is being revealed to you in this moment, because what you feel is not imagination, it is connection, it is real, it is alive, and it is guiding you towards something that is already in motion. Do not leave yet, because what is about to unfold will bring clarity to everything you have been questioning, and you will begin to see why this connection has stayed with you, why it has never left your heart, why it has always felt different from anything else, because it was never meant to be ordinary, it was meant to be divine. And your soulmate is finally beginning to see that, finally beginning to feel that, finally beginning to understand that losing you was not something they could simply move on from. It was something that changed them, something that stayed with them, something that is now calling them back. And this call is becoming stronger, louder, clearer with each passing moment, and they are getting closer to acting on it, closer to reaching out, closer to breaking the silence that has existed between you, because they can no longer ignore what they feel, and they can no longer deny what their heart knows to be true. And as this realization grows within them, so does the movement toward you, so does the alignment of circumstances that will bring both of you back together. And you are being prepared for that moment, not just emotionally, but spiritually, because this reunion will not be like before. It will be deeper, stronger, more honest, more real, because both of you have been transformed by the journey you have gone through, and now you are ready to meet each other again in a new way, in a way that reflects everything you have learned, everything you have become, everything that this connection was always meant to be. And if you stay, everything about this connection will soon make sense. Because what is happening right now is the final phase of preparation before the shift becomes visible, before the silence breaks, before the connection moves from the unseen into the seen, and you will begin to notice it. You will begin to feel it more clearly. You will begin to understand that this is not just a feeling. This is a reality that is forming, a reality that is being guided, a reality that is bringing your soulmate back into your life, exactly when it is meant to happen, exactly how it is meant to happen. And you are right where you need to be, feeling what you need to feel, receiving what you need to receive, because this moment, this message, this connection, it is all part of something greater, something that is unfolding perfectly, even if you cannot see the full picture yet, and what comes next will reveal just how close you truly are to the shift you have been waiting for. And now, my beloved, something even deeper is being revealed. Something that your heart has sensed, but your mind has tried to question. Because there were moments when you almost convinced yourself that this connection was fading, that maybe it was only you who was holding on, that maybe they had moved on in ways you could not see. But God is correcting that thought right now, because your soulmate has not moved on from you. They have been moving through something, a process, a transformation that required distance, required silence, required them to face parts of themselves they could not face while they were with you. And this is the hidden truth that is now rising to the surface. They did not leave because they stopped loving you. They stepped away because they were not yet ready to hold the depth of what they felt for you. And that truth has been difficult for them to admit, even to themselves, because it meant recognizing that you were not the problem, that the connection was not the problem, that the real challenge was within them, within their fears, their doubts, their past wounds that made them question something that was actually meant for them. And now, those walls are breaking, slowly but surely. Those fears are losing their control, and your soulmate is beginning to see clearly, beginning to feel honestly, beginning to understand that what they tried to escape is exactly what their soul has been searching for. And that realization is not quiet, it is intense. It is emotional. It is something that is stirring them in ways they cannot ignore anymore. And you may have felt this shift without knowing why. You may have noticed that your thoughts about them have changed, that your emotions have become stronger, more vivid, more real, because your souls are aligning again. Your energies are reconnecting in a way that is preparing both of you for what is about to happen next. Stay with me, because this is where everything begins to make sense in a way you have never experienced before, because your soulmate is not just thinking about you. They are feeling pulled toward you, drawn toward you, in a way that is becoming impossible to resist. And this pull is not just emotional, it is spiritual. It is something that God is guiding, something that is leading them back step by step, even when they do not fully understand it. Even when they try to distract themselves, even when they try to stay where they are, something inside them keeps bringing them back to you, keeps reminding them of you, keeps making them feel what they tried to silence. And that is because your connection was never meant to end in confusion. It was meant to lead to clarity, and that clarity is now forming within them, becoming stronger, becoming undeniable. And with that clarity comes a decision, a moment where they must choose whether to continue hiding from what they feel or to finally step toward it. And they are closer to that moment than you realize, closer than they have ever been before, because the truth has reached a point where it cannot stay hidden anymore. And this is why the energy between you feels so intense right now. This is why your heart feels like something is about to change. Because something is about to change. Something is already shifting in ways that are aligning both of your paths again. And you are being prepared to receive what is coming, not just with hope, but with understanding, with awareness, with a deep knowing that what you are about to experience is not random. It is something that has been building for a long time, something that has been guided from the very beginning, and now it is reaching its turning point. Do not leave yet, Because what is being revealed now is the moment your soulmate begins to move toward you, not just in thought, but in action. Because the distance that once kept them away is no longer holding them the same way. The silence that once protected them is no longer comforting them. And they are beginning to feel the absence of you in a way that is pushing them to do something about it, pushing them to break the silence, to reach out, to reconnect in a way they have been avoiding. And this moment is closer than you think, closer than it has ever been before. Because your soulmate is now standing at the edge of a realization that changes everything. They are realizing that losing you was not just a moment. It was a turning point in their life, something that reshaped them, something that made them understand the depth of what they felt. And now they cannot go back to who they were before. They cannot pretend that this connection does not matter. They cannot ignore the truth that keeps calling them back to you. And as this realization becomes stronger, so does their desire to return. So does their courage to face what they once avoided. So does their readiness to step toward you again. And you will begin to see signs of this, not just in your feelings, but in your reality, small changes, unexpected moments, things that start to align in ways that feel too perfect to be coincidence. Because they are not coincidence, they are confirmation. They are signs that the connection is moving, that the energy is shifting, that the path is opening again, and God is reminding you now, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him. Romans 18:28, and this includes your connection. This includes your love story. This includes every moment of distance, every moment of confusion, every moment of longing. Because all of it has been part of a greater plan. A plan that is now unfolding in a way that will bring clarity, bring truth. Bring both of you back into alignment with what was always meant to be, and you are being asked to trust this, to stay open to this, to allow this process to continue without fear, because what is coming is not something you need to chase. It is something that is already being brought to you, already being guided toward you, already being prepared for you. And your soulmate is part of that preparation. They are being guided. They are being changed. They are being brought to a place where they can finally meet you in the way you have always deserved, in the way this connection was always meant to be experienced. And if you stay, everything about this connection will soon make sense, because what is unfolding now is the final alignment before the breakthrough. Before the moment where what you have been feeling becomes something you can see, something you can hear, something you can experience in your reality. And you are closer to that moment than you have ever been before, closer than you think, closer than you can imagine. And what comes next will reveal just how powerful, how real, and how divinely guided this connection truly is. And now, my beloved soul, this is the moment where everything comes together, where every emotion you have carried, every question you have asked in silence, every tear you held back, every time you felt them without understanding why, it all begins to reveal its purpose, because your soulmate is no longer in the place they once were. They are no longer the person who walked away in confusion. They are no longer hiding from what they feel. Something inside them has changed. Something has opened. Something has awakened. And it is guiding them directly back to you, not slowly anymore, not uncertainly anymore, but with a clarity that they have never had before. And this clarity is coming with emotion, deep emotion, the kind they tried to suppress, the kind they thought they could live without. But now it is rising within them, stronger than ever, and they are beginning to feel your absence in a way that is impossible to ignore. They are feeling the space you left in their life, the silence where your voice used to be, the emptiness where your energy once filled everything. And this feeling is not pushing them away, it is pulling them back, it is drawing them toward you, step by step, moment by moment. And they are starting to understand that what they walked away from was not something ordinary. It was something sacred, something that their soul still recognizes as home. And this realization is bringing them to a point where they cannot stay silent anymore, where they cannot keep pretending that they are okay without you, where they cannot continue living as if this connection does not exist. And this is where the shift becomes real. This is where what has been happening in the unseen begins to move into your reality. Because your soulmate is preparing to reach out, not just thinking about it, not just feeling it, but preparing for it, building the courage for it, aligning themselves with the truth of what they feel. And this is something that will happen in a way that feels sudden to you, unexpected, almost shocking. Because you did not see all the inner work they have been doing. You did not see the nights they spent thinking about you, the moments they replayed your memories, the way your energy stayed with them, even when they tried to distract themselves. And now all of that is leading to a single point, a moment where they step forward, where they break the silence, where they choose you, not out of confusion, not out of impulse, but out of understanding, out of realization, out of a deep knowing that you are where they belong. And you may feel this even before it happens, a calmness, a certainty, a shift in your heart that tells you something is about to change. And that feeling is your confirmation. That feeling is your soul recognizing what is already aligned. And God is saying to you now, do not doubt this moment, do not question what you feel, because what is coming is something that has been prepared with intention, with care, with divine timing. And you have been guided every step of the way to be ready for it, to receive it, to understand it, and to embrace it without fear. And yes, there will be emotion when this happens. There will be moments where your heart feels overwhelmed, where everything you held inside comes to the surface. But that is part of the healing, that is part of the transformation, because this reunion is not just about coming back together. It is about stepping into a new version of this connection, one that is stronger, one that is clearer, one that is built on truth instead of confusion, on understanding instead of fear, on love that has been tested and proven to be real. And your soulmate is ready for that now. They are ready to meet you in that space. They are ready to give what they once held back. They are ready to express what they once hid. And this is why everything had to happen the way it did. This is why the distance was necessary. This is why the silence existed. Because without it, they would not have reached this level of awareness, this level of truth, this level of readiness. And now that they have, nothing can stop what is coming next. Nothing can block what has already been set into motion. Because this connection is protected, it is guided, it is supported by something greater than both of you. And that is why it has survived everything it has gone through. That is why it has remained strong even in separation. That is why it is now returning in a way that feels undeniable, unshakable, and completely aligned with your soul. And you are being asked now to receive this with faith, to trust what is unfolding, to allow yourself to feel the peace that comes with knowing that what you have been waiting for is no longer far away. It is no longer uncertain. It is here. It is near. It is already moving toward you. And your soulmate is part of that movement. They are stepping closer to you with every moment, with every realization, with every piece of truth that has awakened within them. And very soon, you will see it, you will feel it, you will experience it in a way that leaves no doubt in your heart. And when that moment comes, you will understand why everything happened the way it did. Why every delay was necessary, why every emotion had a purpose, why every moment of longing was leading you to this exact point, this exact connection, this exact reunion that is now ready to unfold in your life. And you will no longer question if this is real. You will know it deeply, completely, without hesitation, because it will feel like home. It will feel like truth. It will feel like the love you always knew was meant for you. And this is your confirmation. It is already on its way. Rest in faith. It is done.